And now it's going to go into game 3 of the day, which is Oceanic Order versus LEC's G2. All right, let's get right into pick ban phase. Let's go Yankos. All right, LeBlanc and Twisted Fate banned away from Caps. They're scared. They respond with taking away Ari from Kissy and Graves, because Graves could potentially be one of the strongest and most dominant junglers right now. And who are they going to third ban? Well, this would have to be, you'd have to research, you know, who Kissy plays, or I just have a lack of knowledge in that area. They take away Diana, potentially a mid lane, top lane, or jungle pick. Interesting. Then they lock in. Looks like they hovered Aphelios, but then they first pick Karthus. Is Karthus that much of a pick? You know what I mean? Like a takeaway or lock-in kind of champ. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I agree. You know, we've seen Wukong being picked and locked in immediately. And for Order on blue side to first pick and lock in Karthus, that seems pretty revealing to their composition. But potentially they were taking it away from Yankos, assuming he was going to pick it. That being said, they leave up Viego. So Yankos is going to run the Viego. And then we'll see if this at least is going to be locked in for a support pick here. Now, since the other team already hovered Aphelios, they just go ahead and take away the Aphelios. Aphelios is super good right now. He's like similar to Samira, and he becomes an excellent hyper carry and has phenomenal team fight. So Lucian banned this game as well. Lucian probably the #1 strongest AD right now, it seems. All right, back at it. They end up going with, you know, blue side Order ends up picking Karthus first, their jungler, and then they pick AD in support. They take away Leona and pick Misfortune. So, you know, hard engage coupled with a lane bully. I think Misfortune serves a similar purpose like Lucian, in the terms that you can ensure or get close to the fact that she could win lane off that. Pair her with something like Leona, and that's really strong. And they locked in, and Caps locks in Braum for Targamas, and now they're going to make their 4th ban. And Order only has top and mid left, so it's obvious that they're going to ban a top laner or a mid laner. Now, what would you want to take away as a top laner or a mid laner? Oh, they choose to take away the Zed, okay. Order takes away GP. Once again, GP super overtuned, unfair to play against right now. Might as well take it away. And last ban is going to be, I would take away another mid laner. Okay, they take away Aurelia. Aurelia's a flex pick anyway. She can go top or mid. She's super annoying, and if she gets out of control, it's hard to deal with. Ooh, and lastly, they take away the Rumble. Okay. So yeah, Braum does have a similar ult to Ornn, like good engage or counter engage. Aphelios, good team fight. Viego, quite disruptive and gets resets and becomes untargetable with his ultimate. And it's just an absolute nuisance. Probably should ban Viego, honestly. And then they pick up the Zoe. Okay, so they have to blind pick a mid laner. and they end up taking, a safe poke champ like Zoe, meaning Order's going to have to lock in their mid laner and top laner here, providing G2 the opportunity to counterpick with their top laner. So that could almost lead you to the thought that Viego may play more towards his top side than mid side, or potentially play towards his bot lane since he has good setup from the Braum, and getting Aphelios ahead is just disgusting. So Order ends up going Yone and Aatrox, double bruiser comp, double AD bruiser comp. So they go with the full AD comp, but Karthus, and Karthus, if it gets to some, that point in the game, that 30-35 minute mark, where Karthus just has AP because he's been AFK farming the whole game, with first strike or whatever, collecting gold out the ass. At some point, you're gonna have to build some MR or kill him, and even after you kill him, you can't ignore him because he's alive for 6 or 8 seconds after he dies. So having Karthus be the only AP champion on the team is pretty high IQ, because then if they build armor, they're gonna get shredded by Karthus, or if they build MR, they're gonna get shredded by the double bruiser comp with MF. And G2 responds with the strongest duelist in the game. They end up locking in Fiora to counter the Aatrox. So his top lane shouldn't be an issue. His Jankos' mid lane is going to be weak because he had a blind pick Zoe, and G2's bot lane is more of the hyperscaling tank opposed to the early game bully tank. So you can assume that there's going to be a lot of action bot lane. If I was Jankos, on weak side, I'd red camp down, and then look for a bot lane play, and then reset, and then go from top side down, and try to ensure you can get first dragon, or kill the bottom laners and get ahead. So let's see how this ends up playing out. The team fight is going to be really disgusting if Order gets ahead. They can play the front to back super well, and Karthus can just be super disruptive. But if G2 is able to establish some map control and snowball the game and avoid those front to back 5v5 team fights and play more for picks and objectives, and not go blindly into 5v5 fights, this could look really good. And Fiora can provide some split push as well. So let's see how this game ends up going down. So by 13 minutes, G2 has gotten Herald. So by 13 minutes, G2 has a Herald, and they have a Drake. And they're already making a setup here to get second dragon. They get second dragon, summon the Herald here topside. And I'm not sure if they had first Herald or not. Let's take a look. Who gets first Herald? That's a good question. Nine minutes in, Herald is down. So yeah, Jankos gets the first Herald. Jankos gets the second Herald. So they somehow they managed to get both Heralds and both Dragons. And it's looking like Fiora lost to Aatrox despite counterpicking into him. Inspired did, or not Inspired, but Kevy spent a lot of time, it seems, supporting his top laner. Zoe ends up beating Yone, and Aphelios is ahead of MF by the 15-minute mark. At the 20-minute mark, G2's up 3 dragons to none in double rift, so the 4-kill deficit's not that big of an issue here. Order's going in for a coin flip Baron at the 20-minute mark, because they just basically have to make this play or they're going to slow lose. So they make this play. Jankos comes in, pops a stopwatch, outlives, and then gets the smite off. This is probably going to be one of the coolest plays. That's probably play of the day, honestly. Had to be the coolest play because they get they steal the Baron away, despite order starting it, and they get the ace off. So at this point, up 3 dragons, up 2 heralds, stopping the baron, getting it, getting a whole clean ace. That's pretty much GG. Yep, that's GG. G2 wins that one.